So what is the crack, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of Storytime. We got a great response last week from the Saving My Father one. So this week is another good one. So this is dealing with being bullied as a kid. So I always mention it. I always, if I'm doing a talk or a demo, it always comes in that I was a fat kid. It is just part of my story. I'm not embarrassed by it, I'm not ashamed of it. It is who I am. It's what made me who I am today. It's why I'm sitting here right now. So like, you have to embrace every single little bit of that. I was always just a big lad anyway, like not necessarily overweight, but I was just, you know, I have a broad set of shoulders. I'm not very tall, I'm wide. But I did enjoy eating, I still do enjoy eating. I suppose back then I wasn't able to regulate it as well. So yeah, I was pretty overweight through all of my school years, and I was never physically bullied because, again, I was bigger. But there were several instances where I was verbally bullied. And I suppose it's worth saying that it never really affected me. Like not to the extent where I would go home crying, or it never actually affected me mentally. But I do always remember it. It still doesn't sit well with me. If I see someone else being bullied or something like that, I have empathy first. It's not a nice feeling. But one particular incident, this is the one that I'll always remember. It's always the one that I go back to. Sport. The fact that I was so involved in sport, you're always going to get some verbal abuse from that. Just because it's competitive, you're in the moment, and it's an easy target. So I was always a goalkeeper. I was always in goals because I probably filled it the most. But I remember one instance, I don't know who we were playing, we were young anyway, it was like under 10s, under 12s maybe. And the opposition took a shot, it was football, and he missed, and I jeered. I don't know why, but like I was like, hey! Just trying to rival him up a bit. And I remember he must have been 30 yards away, so we weren't close. But he just roared in at me, like, well, you're obese! And it was so quiet, everyone heard it. And I had nothing, what do you say to that? And I remember I looked at the umpire, and he just put his head down, he was nearly as embarrassed as I was. And again, I just shrugged it off. It didn't affect me. I remember I didn't go home and cry about it, but I do remember the feeling of just being kind of helpless and being like, oh, come on, man. I was technically I was bullied as a kid. There were several other incidents where I was called names, and I was always involved in sport. But I suppose the purpose of this video that I want to make is that maybe you're in the scenario, maybe you have a child in that scenario. It's very hard to deal with it in the moment, there and then, because maybe you might not be there, or if you are being the one bullied, you may try and shrug it off as if it's nothing. One of the best things about my childhood was that I had a really good tight knit of friends and family. My family were super supportive to me. I had really close friends, and I had a lot of friends too. I've always been an outgoing, and I've always been a people person. So I usually make friends with everyone. I never have enemies, not that I know of. But so having a strong support group and knowing that they're always going to be there for you. And usually if someone is bullying like that, and you see it online, I put so much of myself out online, you're always going to get that one person that's just typing furiously on a keyboard. If you're in that position, you have to understand that that person is taking time out of their day to say something negative. And yeah, I feel a lot worse for them than anything they could say about me, because that person obviously has some sort of issue in the sense that they're trying to hurt someone else to make them feel better. Always remember that, having your friends, having your family around you is all that matters. Having that support system and knowing that, whoever does verbally abuse you, whoever does say these mean things, be it online, usually they're avoiding a trait that they have inside themselves. Usually they're insecure, and they just have to put up this front to bash other people because they're so insecure about themselves. There is no simple answer to childhood bullying. Obviously, it should not be done. No one benefits from it. It definitely probably did make me a little bit tougher as of right now. I can take criticism, I can take the verbal abuse or the online hate, and it completely brush it off. Just because I know what I enjoy to do. I have a close circle of supportive friends and people that I look up to. I have a good family that I love, and that's all that really matters. Anyone else's opinion on that doesn't really bother me. I do what I love to do, and I'm constantly striving to improve my life, improve myself, and the health and well-being of other people around me. Be it through videos, be it through entertainment, be it through food. And once I'm happy, then I can brush off anything else. No, nothing else really matters. So yeah, if you were the kid, or if you are the kid that's getting bullied, it gets better. When I lost a lot of weight, the people who bullied me then came to me looking for advice. And you know what I did? I gave it to them. I didn't say a word, I helped them out as much as I could, and hopefully they benefited from it. And that's what it's all about. It's about being a better person, being a good person, and leading by example. So yeah, a bit of a weird one, but again, these are just letting you into my life. It's getting you to understand a little bit more about me, about who I am, why I became the person that I am, you know, why I am me. So yeah, I have plenty more stories to share, hopefully some more insights and some content that can help you, because I want to actually put out content that actually helps people, be it through food, be it through information or entertainment. You know, entertainment helps people. If you can put a smile on someone's face, it really does. It can brighten up their day a lot. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Ciao, ciao.